Hi, I'm Sam, your resident fantasy reader.
And I'm Morgan, your romance reader, and we welcome you to Just One More Page,
where it's never just one more page.
Hi guys, welcome to a new episode, and I'm just letting you guys know I replaced Sam with a new co-host named Clayton. I'm just kidding.
Jesus. Yeah, you might hear him in the background a little bit. It's fine.
Sam, you're replaced.
I know. He's cuter than me anyway.
Well, he is a cutie little booty, and I can't believe he's turning 1.
Yeah, we just picked up his smash cake for his first birthday party, and it's so cute. I'll have to send you a picture of it.
Definitely should. I'm so excited, and I want to cry a little bit because he's getting so old. Pretty soon he's gonna be like getting his license, going to prom. Oh my goodness!
Don't say that shit, dude. I'm not ready.
You'll start breaking that crying.
I'm not ready.
But how are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing good. Finally graduated, thank God. And that's about it. Just glad to be relaxed. We got about 9 full-grown adults in my house, plus a baby, so it's just chaos in my house right now.
That's the best thing, though.
For real.
Just have a huge slumber party. I mean, if we were in Vermont, I would just put up a big camp and be like, there you go, just stay outside. But yeah, you've graduated, and I know you sent me your pin, your photo of your pin. I thought you got a lamp.
I did. I was showing you the pin of what the lamp looked like because I kind of sort of left it in my car for a while, and I did not break it, but it is ceramic, and so I was like, maybe I should bring this into the house before it smashes somewhere.
Okay, that makes more sense, because when I saw the pin with the lamp on it, I was like, excuse me, where's the lamp? I wanted a lamp.
I'll send you a picture of the actual lamp later.
You definitely should. But anyways, let's talk about the book that we're going to be reading this week, because this week was a little bit interesting. So today we're going to be discussing a novel by Jessie called Lie Until It's True. This novel follows Amanda, who needs redemption. After all, she has not only turned her sister in for murder, but she has also used her TikTok account to broadcast the trial to millions. But at the end of everything, her sister turns out to be innocent. But she made her sister's life hell for nothing. But when her childhood best friend's mother is arrested for murder and still won't give a statement, Amanda realizes that this is the second chance she's been waiting for. If she can use her TikTok account to get the public on her side, then the police will be forced to reopen the case. But her plans get all messed up when she blacks out for 15 minutes and wakes up with a dead body next to her. Now she must work together with her ex-friend in order to solve the crime or go down for a murder that she isn't sure that she committed. So yeah. Sam, what did you think about this novel?
Not what I thought it was going to be, honestly. I was expecting more of like I don't want to say anything and then spoil the book, because why this book wasn't what I thought it was going to be is a spoiler.
But what did you rate it?
Like 3.5.
Yeah, me too. Can I just admit something? When I first looked at the book, and I guess I just had a different, like, I don't know, because I've been watching Dead Boy Detective on Netflix on repeat because it's a little bit of my hyperfixation right now. And so when I saw like, oh, there's gonna be a ghost involved, I was like, this is like Dead Boy Detective. A ghost is gonna be her friend, is gonna help her, and that obviously was not the case at all. I don't know what I was thinking. So I went in with that mindset of being like Dead Boy Detective, and then it definitely was not what I expected. I know that this book has to do with like, oh, she has a TikTok following, but I'll be honest with you, I don't really feel like that plays a main part of the storyline. And for me, I think I'm in a reading slump right now, because it was really hard for me to kind of get into the book. And I also felt like the book was full of action. Like there wasn't a part where I was like, oh, I'm really bored, but I just couldn't get into it. And I don't know if it's just me or if it was the book, or maybe I'm just like done with reading young adult novels. I probably not, because I love my YA books. I just kind of felt like I wanted something different than what we got. And I really did like the characters, but I felt like they were kind of lacking a little bit of character development. I really didn't like the main character. I felt like at times she's very selfish. And I felt like the ending, like the twist was good in the end.
Well, I mean, kind of. I felt like a little bit of it was like a cop-out, because I definitely wanted to, like, again, I can't say without spoiling the book, I definitely wanted something different out of the ending. And I agree with you with like the TikTok thing. Like I thought the TikTok thing was gonna like play a way bigger role in it than it did. And then just like the random like posts, like I wish in the book itself, like they actually showed the pictures of like what they were talking about instead of describing it. Because I actually bought the ebook too, because when I'm hearing like posted on such and such a day with so many likes and so many comments, and then hearing all the usernames, it was just annoying. So I started like reading the physical book, and there's no actual like pictures on it. It was just like straight up descriptions of what you would see on the page. And so that was kind of, I don't know, I would have much rather seen like had some illustrations in it versus them just telling us like this is what you're supposed to be seeing on this like TikTok or Instagram or whatever. I mean, and I guess we're still like, as far as books are concerned, adding technology into book plot points, we're still in the early days, so I'm sure it's going to change down the line.
Yeah, and also for me personally, I felt like I was a little bit worried about TikTok being mentioned so many times because it's one of my biggest icks in books is when writer will use social media or talk about social media constantly in the book to the point where you're like this kind of feels like a boomer talking about social media. And I didn't really necessarily feel that way in this book because I really didn't feel like, I mean, it was throughout the book, but I really didn't feel like it was throughout the book. Like, I don't know. I thought there was gonna be more to it. I also felt like there was so many different things happening at like, there's flashbacks, there's flash forwards. So it was a little bit sometimes really hard to like follow just because you have to really make sure you're paying attention. And I don't know. I felt like I really wanted it something different than what we got, which was a little disappointing. But let's go into our spoiler section of the novel because I feel like Sam needs to say some things that she can't
I
say.
got some things to say.
So let's go into our spoiler section. If you have yet to read Lie Until It's True, then you should go do that and then check out the rest of the podcast. Or else you can always check out last week's episode in which we read and discuss Funny Story? Was it Funny Story? No. Was it?
No. Last week was Curse of the Spectre Queen.
It was. And you know what? You think I would remember this considering the fact that I was like, we need to read this book. Oh my God. This is how you know I have bad memory. Okay. Well, you should also check out Funny Story by Emily Henry too, because we did that one too. That was really good. But check out our other episodes. And if you've already read this book or you don't care to be spoiled, then please stay on and we're going to discuss this book. So, Sam, tell me all the things you want to say. Tell me the tea.
Okay, number one, the whole summary of this book is this girl blasts her sister all over TikTok for a murder that she never committed. I wanted more drama between her and the sister. I wanted them to be like fighting with each other because that was the whole summary is like this like famous TikToker who blasted her sister all over social media anonymously now comes out and says that, hey, by the way, I made a mistake. My sister clearly didn't kill this person. And then someone else got put in jail for the murder. I don't know. But like I wanted like some sibling like drama. And it was like, nah, Cora's a cool sister and we're talking again and she's kind of forgiving me. I'm like, no, bullshit. I want more out of that. The whole Mr. Doss committed suicide, I was like, that was lame. I honestly thought Vince was going to be the killer in all of this, but then it ended up being Mal. I'm like, what is going on, man?
Firstly, the sister situation. I will agree with you because I wanted more tea with that. I felt like Cora, she was like, I'm going to tell Cora, but there was no reaction to that. There was no like them fighting. There was no them talking. If anything, there was no dialogue between her and her sister. I mean, maybe there was like a couple sentences on a page in the beginning of the book, but there really wasn't anything. Like, if my sister did that, that'd be the biggest betrayal to me. Like,
yeah, no, for real.
You are gonna like accuse me of murder and send me to jail and make my life miserable. And then you just say, I made a mistake. Like, no. And also, she didn't even apologize to her. I mean, in person or over the phone.
Well, I mean, she did it on TikTok.
If you say I'm sorry on TikTok, you're not really sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you say I'm sorry that I did this situation and you don't even really talk to your sister on the phone, then that's not really an apology at all. But I do want to say with this book, though, I feel like the thing is that everyone was covering up for someone. The whole accident happened with the guy who killed himself. He just did it because he's like, oh, like I'm already going blind, there's a tumor, so I rather like make my ends. And it's really funny because he like hit Vince's mom, lost his first love. And so he's like, okay, I'm gonna make Vince's mom paint this painting, give it to my granddaughter, and so that way she can have that money so it won't go to my daughter. Which I want to know the tea in that. Like, I want to know like that situation, but we really didn't know too much about it. Instead, he ends up, ending his life, but ends up with everything going wrong, where Vince's mom is covering up for Vince because she thinks that Vince shot him. And then eventually Mallory is covering up for Cade. Is that right, Cade?
Colin?
Colin. Is it Colin?
It's not Cade.
I thought it was Cade. This is what you get for listening to your audiobooks at 2.2 speed.
It was like OG something.
Yeah, so, like, everyone's covering it for everyone, and no one has this is a huge book of miscommunications.
I know. I was just gonna say that. It's like this whole book is just a giant miscommunication trope, and it's annoying. And then you find out it's a giant miscommunication trope at like the last like 15 pages or so.
Did you like the twist in it that Mallory is the one that
I
killed?
mean, I appreciate the drama at the end of it, but I wanted more drama toward like the middle because like Amanda supposedly having like blacked out and then killed her friend and everything. The way this book was set up, it sounded like it was going to happen way sooner. I didn't expect it to be past the halfway point of the book for that to happen. And then I wanted more of like a police investigation or for the TV show that was supposed to happen to actually have happened instead of them being like annoyed because no one's signing the release forms. I don't know. I wanted more out of this, and it was just not. It was. I mean, it was fun. It was a cute book. I listened to it all the way through, and I wasn't annoyed or bored by it. But it was just frustrating because it what the summary told us isn't what we got. I definitely would call this one of our catfish books.
Oh, you know what? I actually can see that too because once again, I thought this was going to be a ghost helping, like a ghost solving detective. But
I know I was expecting like some ghost to pop out somewhere, and then it was like, no, it's the lead paint that she inhaled.
by the way, I felt like that came out from left field. I know that like that was like there was obviously foreshadowing throughout the whole novel, but it just for me personally, it just felt like it was like it's the lead paint. I thought there's gonna be some ghosts. I thought there was gonna be some evil spirit. I was like getting all prepared for it. But then they were like, nope, that was it. Also, the fact that she burnt down the hotel, which I don't understand. She burnt down the hotel, but they're still getting insurance money.
Yeah, because it wasn't anybody from the family, it was
Oh
her. So
yeah.
Vince nor her parents, or Vince nor his parents burned down the hotel. It was somebody else. So they get all the insurance money, which, I mean, thank God. I guess that hotel was going underneath anyway. I don't know. It was. I just wanted more. I just wanted more out of it.
I always felt like there's an interesting story that you can have with, about social media and true crime because I do think that true crime is a little bit weird if you think about it, that people are reporting on crimes online, especially like cases that are ongoing, like Gabby Petito, her case where people like, I remember that there was this one lady who I don't know if she was like a true crime person, but she did like a tarot reading and she was like, it's this person, and she accused this person, and this person actually had like sued this tarot reader or whatever they were because they were like falsely claiming that they were a part of the crime. So it kind of gives you like a little bit more of an eye opening to like true crime, blah blah. I think that Amanda should have had a lot more karma her way. I think that her sister should have, gave her a little bit more like pushback. She ruined her sister's life. On top of that, like her and Vince's relationship, yes, I like that they were together. I love a little romance, I do. But I also wanted them actively trying to solve what happened. And the thing with the book is like I feel like things just happened. I felt like they weren't really necessarily trying to find things. If anything, this whole book was just a huge cover up where she was trying to hide her sweatshirt, and then mom was once again hiding that, thinking that Vince killed the guy. So I just felt like this whole book was a huge cover up, and I just wanted something more.
And my thing too is like, okay, so they talked about this ghost that was supposedly in there, and then they had the lead poisoning. They found the charts or whatever, the report that said there was a ton of lead and stuff. Like the author could have stuck in like Amanda hallucinating the ghost and like talking to it and stuff and making us think this ghost is real just to find out that it was just lead poisoning the whole time. Like there was ways she could have done it differently to make the ghost that she gave up in the summary that was supposed to be part of this book, like a way to like stick that in there without actually committing to a ghost haunting the entire place. But no, I agree. It was just that one giant cover up. Like honestly, I didn't care who did it because it was just, I don't know.
And yeah, I agree. And also I do want to mention before we end this, I do feel bad for the granddaughter, Lila. Everyone hated her for no reason. And then Amanda was like, we're not really friends, but we tell each other the darkest secrets that we have.
Yeah, like, but she's not really my friend.
Okay, I don't know that. I mean, I think that's pretty much friendship, but okay, girly. I hated how everyone was so mean to her and how Mallory was gonna just blame everything on her. It was like, oh, we're gonna set her up.
Yeah, because she was just like, we have enough evidence. We could just blame her. And I'm like, so you're going to accuse a third wrong person for the death of her grandfather? Are you kidding me right now?
Exactly. This book makes me want to shake my head.
This book was messy. Okay. It was just straight messy.
But do you have any final thoughts about this book?
My final thoughts are The summary and the book are two totally different stories. I enjoyed it overall, still 3.5 stars. I mean, I got through it and everything, and I enjoyed it, but there is definitely a way to write a murder mystery, and this was not really 100% how to write a murder mystery. It was just like a bunch of teenagers covering up for each other, and it really, honestly, this whole thing could have been explained away had they just handed those letters over, and this book would have been done in like 30 pages. Good for what it was. It's a young adult murder mystery novel, so I'm not expecting like total in depth, but I just wish the summary matched the story.
I completely agree. I felt like, once again, like you said before, this book definitely catfished us. I wanted more ghosty detective, storyline, not because I'm obsessed with that Netflix show. No, that's not the case at all. But if you guys are curious, next week we are going to be reading a romance novel, which, I'm not excited about at all.
No, not at all.
But next week we're going to be reading Love at First Book by Jen McKinley. But this novel follows Emily, a librarian who has always dreamt of traveling and also of adventure. So when her favorite writer, Shaban, offers her a job on Emerald Isles, she jumps at the opportunity to help her finish the series that she has been on a hiatus for the last 10 years. Except what she doesn't expect is to be working side by side with Kieran, the writer's son, who also runs the bookstore, and him hating that she's there. But when Saban's health takes a bad turn, she is more determined to finish the novel while Kieran tries every trick in the book to get his mom to rest. Thrown into the role of peacemaker, Emily begins to see Kieran's heart is in the right place. Torn between helping Saban finding closure with her series and her own growing feelings for the Irishman, Emily will have to decide if she's ready to turn a new page and figure out what lies in the next chapter. So I'm so excited to read this book. I love my cute romance novels. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, please remember to rate us on Spotify, as it does help push us out there. Also, remember to check us out anywhere else you can find a podcast like Spotify, Audible, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Also, remember that we do have a YouTube channel. It's Just More Page, and Sam will tell you about the rest of our socials.
Okay, so if you think we are absolutely hilarious, which fun fact, my friends, we are, we do have a TikTok. It is Just One More Page official, and for all the pictures and post stories, anything else we decide to put up there, we do have an Instagram. It is Just One More Page official. So go ahead and check us out on there. Come follow us, come stalk us, come slide into our DMs. We love talking to y'all, and we will talk to you all next Sunday.
Okay,
Yay!
bye everyone.
Bye.
See you next
Yay.
Sunday.